Now at 5, 2 people arrested on multiple charges after 3 teens were hit and killed over the weekend. New information about the case.
If I can change your perception of your reality or help you see something different, then you will move different on your own.
Addressing the root causes of violence and stopping the cycle. A new residential program aiming to help young men change the course of their lives.
We understand that it's a challenging time, but it's also kids are forever and teaching is forever.
A local school superintendent is asking voters to say yes to paying more money for kids. What community members have to say about it.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Now at 5, 2 arrests in the deaths of 3 teenagers killed over the weekend while walking along a northwest side road. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. Tonight we're learning several new details in this case. Police say 2 drivers were speeding on Kessler Boulevard North Drive before the crash. 49-year-old Okadima Link and 21-year-old Shantiana Willis are both facing 9 felony charges. Police say both drivers had been drinking. Police say Willis was driving 91 miles an hour when she struck the back of another vehicle. After hitting that vehicle, police say Willis hit Link's vehicle, which was doing 73 miles an hour alongside her. The impact from the second crash sent Link's vehicle directly into the 3 teenagers. Kira Brown, David Evans, and Tijiana Velez were all killed. Police say Link left the scene but returned an hour later to turn himself in.
Now to your first look at the forecast, and we started the day with some heavy downpours. These guys here were out working on Geist Reservoir and we're just getting soaked, but after a sunny break, we're now gearing up for more. This is starting to sound familiar, Kevin.
We're going to break the pattern, though, starting tomorrow afternoon, just in time for the weekend. Good timing, right? Whether you happen to be out on Geist or Lake Monroe or Eagle Creek Reservoir, you have to be ready. They come in quickly as these downpours develop with some isolated lightning. 80, that's our temperature with the wind out of the south. The wind and the change in wind direction will bring some big changes here in the next 12 hours. Just southwest of the airport toward Plainfield, one little downpour starting to develop there. Best thing I can say about these, they're moving fairly quickly to the north and northeast, but anywhere from Rockville into Clay County, between Rockville and Bloomfield, we'll have those downpours. As you look at temperatures, 71 rain-cooled degrees in Terre Haute, while it's 83 in Lafayette, 80 in the metro area. Between 7 and 11, we'll continue with these isolated downpours and thunderstorms. Not expecting severe weather. We'll talk about what happens after our morning rain tomorrow. That's critical to clearing the air, so to speak, for the weekend. Those details are straight ahead.
We'll see you soon, Kevin. Thank you. There's been an increase in deadly violence in Indianapolis that has been overshadowed by the COVID-19 pandemic.
IMPD has investigated 68 criminal homicides since January 1st. There were 43 criminal homicides at this time last year. WRTV's Stephanie Wade talks with the group aiming to help young people before they resort to violence.
Before You Fall is just what it sounds like. A place that supports teens and young adults headed down a bad path before they fall. The founder has taken that mission one step further by creating this.
I don't think that I can ever tell a young man to put his gun down. But what I can do is put something in his life, like finances, purpose, that will enable him to have a desire to not want to kill people.
Founder of Before You Fall, Shane Shepard's latest effort in violence reduction in Indianapolis is building this, a home for boys ages 14 to 24 in need of a supportive environment. With 6 bedrooms that can house 12 young men, this home at the corner of 30th and Tibbs Avenue gives them a place to stay, help if they're food insecure and feeling unsupported at home. Whether it be mental health issues, substance abuse, feeling abandoned, experienced trauma, Shepard wants to get to the root problem of what's causing them to resort to crime and violence. 40 people are signed up so far. All he needs now are the funds to keep the house up and running, calling on the community to step up and step in if they want to fix the crime problem in Indianapolis.
The city of Indianapolis has a young black male problem. Let them tell it. They're the ones dying. They're the ones killing. They're the ones So this is for the city of Indianapolis, not for the young black men themselves, because I can only help a few at a time. However, this is to take a big portion of the city's problem off their hands.
Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And the young men are able to stay for 90 days in the home. It is completely free of charge to them and their families. If you would like to donate, we will provide a link on our website at theindychannel.com.
And as the community looks for ways to stop the violence, there were 2 more violent deaths in the area overnight. The first happened on the northwest side near 56th and Georgetown Road. The coroner just identified the victim as 43-year-old Jacques Lenore. He was found dead around 3:45 this morning on the 5800 block of Big Oak Drive. The coroner said he died of a possible gunshot wound. And in Lawrence, police found a man dead inside a vehicle around 4:30 this morning. This happened at an apartment complex on the 5400 block of Calder Way near East 56th Street and I-465. The coroner says the victim is 29 years old but has not been identified. He too died from a possible gunshot wound. If you have any information in either case, contact Crime Stoppers. The number is 317-262-TIPS.
And the Indianapolis Muslim community is calling for a hate crime investigation after they say someone fired several shots into a mosque on the city's northwest side while members were inside. This happened Saturday around 9:30 p.m. in the 5300 block of Lafayette Road. According to a Metro Police report, someone fired shots into the building and vehicles parked outside. This happened on one of the holiest days of the Muslim calendar. No one was injured. Police are not releasing any information at this time. And now to the grim milestone in the spread of coronavirus. These are some of the many faces of those lost around the country. And just about 24 hours ago, the country marked 100,000 deaths. It is now already up by at least 1,100 more. Here in Indiana, we have seen a steady increase since Monday. Today, the state reported 37 more deaths that occurred between April 29th and yesterday. Statewide, 1,907 Hoosiers have lost their lives to COVID-19. The number of positive cases jumped quite a bit from yesterday. 646 new cases reported today. However, a lot of more people are getting tested. More than 7,000 new tests reported today. More than 33,000 Hoosiers have tested positive.
Now to the economic impact of the virus, and the number of Americans who applied for unemployment since the pandemic broke out now tops 40 million. Roughly 2.1 million Americans applied for unemployment just last week, despite the gradual reopening of businesses around the country. The weekly number of claims is going down nationwide, but the total since the shutdowns began in mid-March is startling, nearly 41 million. Indiana is also seeing a gradual drop in claims in the last couple of weeks. More than 26,000 Hoosiers applied for unemployment last week. That brings the 10-week total to nearly 705,000 people.
Now to Democracy 2020, and voters in Beech Grove are being asked to decide the fate of 2 school referenda on Tuesday's primary ballot. Leaders in the Beech Grove City School District want to increase teacher pay, make facility upgrades and additions. RTV6's Megan Singh-Torum explains what these referenda would mean for taxpayers and what people in the community are saying about it.
Vote yes twice. That's the message on these orange signs outside of Beech Grove High School. District leaders are hoping voters will approve 2 referendums, one for operating expenses, the other for construction.
This is about kids, first and foremost.
Superintendent Paul Kaiser says the operating referendum will in part allow them to increase each teacher's base salary by $2,000 and support staff salaries by $1,000. It will allow the district to hire 3 school resource officers and 3 guidance counselors. The construction referendum would allow the district to build an early childhood center and make upgrades to existing school buildings and the high school athletic facilities. Kaiser says the sooner they make these upgrades, the better.
If we wait, interest rates are going to go up, construction costs are going to go up. It's actually will cost the taxpayers more money if we delay it.
But not everyone agrees.
It's at a bad time because there's a lot of people that are trying to watch their pennies. We don't need any higher taxes than what we're paying right now.
If approved, these referendums would be phased in over 3 years. The owner of a $95,000 home would pay about $5 extra a month in 2021 and about $11 extra per month by 2023. If they're not approved,
we'll just have to move forward and and do what we can within the means that we have available. But we think our kids and our teachers deserve the opportunity to move forward and to enhance their teaching and learning opportunities.
We will have much more information about this issue on our website, theindychannel.com. Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, RTV6.
And voters in Washington Township schools in Marion County also have two big money decisions to make. One is an operating referendum of $16 million a year for 8 years. The other is a construction referendum of $285 million. And still ahead on the news at 5, IPS is planning now for what the return to school could look like, and they'll be asking for your input.
It's the surprise in the box to recognize an effort to keep kids safe in a COVID-19 hotspot. I'm Rafael Sanchez. That story coming up on RTV6.
And a big blue H will move over the Midwest and Indiana over the weekend. The 3 reasons that's a good thing when we come back.
Home experts at theindychannel.com.
Well, the state's largest public school district is looking ahead to the beginning of the new school year on August 3rd, and IPS is looking at implementing new protocols for its classrooms and school buses. Next week, it is sending out a survey to parents to get their perspective on what they need to see to allow their children to return to school. The IPS superintendent says the feedback is critical in moving forward.
What conditions, if any, would either encourage them and make them feel as safe as possible and confident as possible in their child returning for in-person learning, and what things, if any, are there that, there is no level of condition you could put in place that would make me comfortable enough for my child to come back for in-person learning.
IPS is also reviewing what to do with schools that it closed and still owns. And with the need for social distancing, the district could reuse those buildings again, only if necessary and financially possible, though.
One person has the power to make the lives of others better, and tonight is no different as we mark the latest recipient of the Distinguished Jefferson Award for Multiplying Good. Our Rafael Sanchez reports on the teacher taking action in a COVID-19 hotspot.
Every stitch, every scene, every second of this is meant to slow down the spread of COVID-19. Azad Alterations in Carmel is helping 5th grade teacher Renee Bacon in Indianapolis.
I teach because I believe it's my way to be able to give back to the community.
Ms. Bacon teaches at Arlington Woods Elementary, located in a hotspot of the coronavirus crisis. She says some of her students either don't have a mask or wear one which does not fit their face.
Thank you. How many we got in here?
So in response, she set out to make sure all 400 students at her school are safe through the summer.
I talked about it, but then I said, let me be about it.
She emailed flyers and made calls about her project called Mask Up Period. It sparked interest. Mary produced masks at home. Janice with Embrace Designs, also in Indianapolis, powered up her sewing machine to keep up with Azad's in Carmel. While they all sewed, 5th grader Kingston Webb, he spoke up on social media.
If I can wear a mask for you, you can wear a mask for me. Mask up, period.
I think you can be a leader. You just need to just say, hey, I'm going to do something positive to make a difference.
To acknowledge her positivity, we asked Miss Bacon to look inside the camera bag she did not notice during our interview. There was reason to celebrate, and the box of 64 crayons would reveal it. 64 colors.
Yes.
But ma'am, those 64 colors cannot contain the rainbow that you are in the lives of children.
Oh, wow.
You are a leader in the classroom. You are a lady of action in the community.
Wow.
So please open the box.
Oh, thank you.
You see, WRTV6 is proud to present to you the Distinguished Jefferson Award for Multiplying Good.
Wow.
We congratulate you for being an educator of excellence and someone who is touching the lives of many people.
Wow.
Unwrap that medallion, ma'am, and wear it proudly.
Wow. Thank you so much.
Excellent.
Wow. Was not expecting this.
She also did not count on us showing up on Zoom during a staff meeting in which her co-workers applauded her Mask Up campaign.
I'm just somebody that's concerned, and I think if one person gets concerned and I tell another person, it begins to, since we're at school, multiply. I'm doing it from the heart.
And Ms. Bacon will distribute all the masks to her students beginning Monday. They are returning to school to pick up what they left in their classroom back on Friday, March 13th. That was the last time they were on school property. Nominate someone you know who is making a difference. Just go to our website, theindychannel.com, select the menu and the life section, and click on Multiplying Good.
Love that story. So inspirational to see there. We really appreciate the work that she's doing, too. Now your Storm Team 6 forecast tonight. And, Kevin, we are not done with this rain yet.
But when we finish with it, we'll be done with it for a while. So that's the good news. Let's show you nature at work today. You might be surprised at this. Crown Hill Cemetery, it's one of the largest cemeteries that's not government-run in the country. Over 550 acres. So you're bound to see some of nature enjoying the grounds. Temperatures, they're going to cool off significantly. Our chance for rain is most, prominent in the morning tomorrow. As we get to the afternoon hours, the showers and thunderstorms should push to southeast Indiana, opening the door to a much different feel and a dry stretch Saturday, Sunday, even into early next week. We need that as a chance to dry out from the recent rain. 71 Saturday, temperature only at 70 on Sunday. Now, I don't want this to overshadow the morning low temperatures. Look at how cool Monday will be. That's in Indianapolis at 49. I think surrounding areas, outlying areas, will be just a little bit cooler than that. That's cool for the end of May. Well, there's a shower right at 460, well, just west of 465 in Rockville, not far from Avon, and it's drifting to the north and east. It's by itself for now, but there are plenty more back to the west. Those are drifting north and east, and they'll eventually move between Greencastle and Crawfordsville along 231 and through northern Park County right now, Rockville to Veedersburg. These will be hit and miss this evening, a little more hit than miss in the western third of the state, as you can see. Has a temperature impact. It drops the temperatures into the 70s. When you get the rain, they move over, lower 70s in Terre Haute, while it's 85 in Bedford. Let's go for a walk. Aw, look at those eyes. Something tells me, by his name alone, he will not be a little guy for long. Zeus says hello. He's staring right at you. Nicole Duback, thanks for sending in the picture. May dodge a couple of rain showers, and if you hear any thunder this evening, don't forget, go indoors when thunder roars. During the morning hours tomorrow into early afternoon, the most likely time for rain could be some pockets of heavier rain. Everything from northwest to southeast tomorrow. The cold front will enter northwest Indiana, spark the showers and thunderstorms. There they are in a line in the early afternoon tomorrow. And then by early evening, the door will be open and the northwest wind will gust to 20 miles per hour. That will bring in the refreshing air. You'll have the windows open over the weekend, may even close those at some point in the evening hours because it's too cool. 51 Sunday morning, 49 Monday, but a nice dry stretch is what we need. Now, this is relatively brief. We heat up again later next week.
The IU School of Medicine is starting a brand new study that could play a key role in developing a vaccine to fight COVID-19. How you can help even if you've never had the virus.
Visit the Hiring Hoosiers job board.
Welcome back. Today, the IU School of Medicine launched a statewide study to understand immunity to COVID-19, and they need your help. Researchers want to understand how immunity to COVID-19 can develop and change over time in children and adults who live in Indiana. The goal is to understand the types of immunity people develop to COVID-19 after being sick with the virus, and also understand how people who never had symptoms can still develop antibodies or other types of immunity, and how long that immunity lasts.
We want to look at immune responses in both children and adults because understanding how immunity develops in both groups is important to vaccine development, and it's also important in understanding how infection spreads in the community, even in those who don't have symptoms.
They are looking for 4 different groups of people to participate. Those who had symptoms of COVID-19 and tested positive, those who had symptoms but tested negative or were never tested, people with no symptoms but have been exposed, and people who do not have symptoms and have not been exposed. You will need to fill out a survey and then give blood samples over time, about 4 weeks after completing the survey, then again at about 4, 10, and 22 months. Anyone in Indiana can participate, but you have to come to Indianapolis for the blood work. You will be paid $25 for each blood draw. If you are interested, go to this website to begin the process, allinforhealth.info/discover. Here's a live look outside, looking downtown at some beautiful skies, making out to be a gorgeous evening. Hopefully you have some time to get outside. We'll be back for the news at 6.